Still have a minute. Well, now this is just out. Everybody's looking down like they're actually doing something. Just chilling back.
I'm going to call the meeting to order. Would you rise for the pledge to the flag and a moment of silence? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. And our first order of business here is approval of the minutes of August 22nd, 2023.
I would like to move that we approve the minutes.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. 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 Citizens' requests or concerns is the next item. And is there anyone at this time who would like to address council? Yes, sir.
My name is Richard Franz. I live at 55 North Duke Street. Just wanted to know when they're going to open up between North Duke Street and Frederick Street and Lee Tort. It seems like that intersection is done. I don't know if it's done or not, but it looks like it's paved. That they could just keep South Duke Street blocked off, but they could just open that intersection so make it easier, more convenient.
I don't know, but
Andy actually talked about that at the last council meeting.
okay.
And I think what he said was pretty much what you said. You know, when they got that first part done, they were going to try to open it, but he has to get permission from PennDOT first. So that's what I think they're waiting for, is permission
Yeah,
from
because it looks
PennDOT.
perfectly fine, but I didn't get out and walk on the road.
Because it's state roads, so
Yeah.
he can't just do it. I know.
But I don't know if we can encourage them to open that up. Cause
I think he encourages them on a daily or a regular basis.
yeah,
So,
okay.
but that's what the holdup is.
I've mentioned this before. I'm really concerned about the speed on North Duke Street. And I know that we really can't do anything unless you're there 24 hours watching the traffic. Some cars get out on the street so fast you can't even see what kind of they are, or up the street. It's unbelievable. But I would even suggest that from 10 feet out, it's a 24-foot street, that would paint white lines and be about 2 foot on both sides, just to give the illusion that it's a narrow street. Plus, we can pull out a little bit into the street and still not slow up traffic, but give the illusion that we can see up the street further or down the street further, being behind that white line. Numerous times when I'm doing the lawn, cars get so close I can feel them go across my elbow a couple times, very, very close. They do like, I don't know, they like to play their games, but some people do that. So I'm just saying, yeah, I mean, I could do, or we do like we do on Route 1 on the way down the shore, make it 35. As soon as it goes 36 miles an hour, they are so particular. You go down Route 1, they're almost everybody slow down. It's unbelievable. Everybody's going to speed limit, and because they are so on top of things, people know that. We used to have that reputation when I first moved here in '69. In a respect, there was 1 or 2 officers that would come after you. I got a '69 Mach 1 when I was a little younger, and this one policeman would always do U-turns and follow me all the way home. But that's just the way it was then. Okay, so that's basically my 2 concerns. Okay, thank you.
Chief, would you like to address some of those concerns?
Sure, point well taken. Anytime I get feedback from borough residents, we'll send some officers that way. They haven't been ignoring it by any means. We've been over there quite quite a bit for the construction and all those citations that we've written, but as soon as we hear from residents on those streets, then I know to beef up the patrols in that area a little bit. So we'll have some guys sitting out there and write some more speeding tickets.
I think Manor, there was an article in the paper, Manor had one there, just in the last, I read it in the last couple days, and they,
And they
I
brought
don't know where
concrete
exactly along there does it change. Do you know?
Where West Cottage connects to Duke,
Okay,
just right in that
in
general.
that area.
Just a little to the right is the Manor Township cutoff.
I'm not sure exactly where they were at, but I know they nailed some people for going pretty fast.
Okay. Would anyone else like to address council? Moving along, we have reports of boards.
Mary Ann,
Yes.
I wanted to make sure that everyone knew that I'm on the line. This is Lauren Health.
Hi, Lauren. We hear you. Okay. Reports from boards, committees, and commissions. Is anyone here from the Civil Service Commission? Parks Commission? Blue Rock?
Nothing this evening.
Okay. Now we'll move on to reports of council committees. Finance Advisory Committee. The first item on the agenda is considering pay increases for part-time and management employees. I believe the non-uniform employees will be getting 6% raises starting in January. And in the budget, there is money for the management employees and the part-time employees to also receive 6% raises, which in recent years has been fairly typical, that our managers would receive the same percentage amount as the non-uniform employees. This, however, would require a motion. So I will entertain a motion to include pay increases at 6% for part-time and management employees.
I will make that motion, so stated.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right then, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The next item is, I will need a motion to approve advertising the 2024 budget. I may say at this point that we will advertise the budget, and on the second Tuesday in December, we hope to be able to pass the budget. But at this point, I need a motion to advertise the
I'd
budget.
like to make a motion to advertise the budget.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there any discussion on this item? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Any opposed? Moving on. Approval of a resolution for an increase in zoning permit and rental license fees. I believe this item has come before council before, and I know it came out of the Public Works meeting. So I'm looking for a motion for a resolution to increase the zoning permit and rental license fees.
To what?
There's, Rob?
It's $100 for 20 or less units, and then $75 for 20 or more units.
And that is an increase of,
Currently, it's $70 for 20 or less, and then it's $50 for 20 or more.
okay.
I'd like to make a motion to increase the zoning permit and rental license fees.
I'll second.
Okay, moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. And now we're at the Public Welfare and Public Works Advisory Committee. And the first item is approval of Lombardo, conditional approval of Lombardo Land Development Plan. Linda, this is your committee. Can you speak to it?
It is, I cannot, because I am not aware of this.
Okay,
Well,
well,
it didn't come to committee. This is not out of committee.
No, it did not come to committee at all.
well, council, in your packets, you have Joselle's review of the final land development plan for the Lombardo Hall. And you also have our engineer, Rob Wisniewski's, review of those final plans. Lauren, did this come before the planning commission?
Yes, it did. Planning Commission provided conditional approval.
Okay. So what we need tonight is approval,
Conditional.
a conditional approval of the Lombardo Land Development Plan. I know, council, you might not have had an opportunity to look over this. We may vote tonight, or we may table it till December.
Is this on the time limit here, Rob?
January, I think I have to get back to you on that, but I do think the final date on it is January 24th of 2024.
So we could table it to the December meeting and still be okay?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do, folks? Table it, so
I
we
would
have-
appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
I did.
agree.
Usually there's not meetings in December.
We're approving the budget though. We have to meet to approve the
Okay,
budget.
that's fine.
Yeah, but will we have public welfare?
No, but
It doesn't matter,
council
but you
will
can
have,
make it.
we can bring this right to council now because we can read both the engineer's comments and also our solicitor's comments. So that item will be tabled to December. Did you pick that up, Lauren?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Then the next item is considering the awarding the Charlotte Street Sanitary Sewer Replacement Project to PAC 1 for the low bid price of $1,424,782. Linda, also your committee, did your committee review this?
Yes,
So that's out of committee.
yes. And did you have any comments that you'd like to make?
This project came in a lot lower than what we were anticipating. And for a $1.4 million project, the first three bids were within $40,000 of each other, so it was bid very tight. So I feel very confident with the number, and we've never used PAC 1 before, but they have done work in the area. Our engineers are familiar with them, and they said they're a good outfit, so I don't have any problem with going forward and awarding. I feel comfortable awarding the bid. Giselle reviewed all the paperwork, our engineers reviewed the paperwork, they all recommend going for low bid of PAC 1.
Okay, and is this out of committee?
I believe it's out of committee. It's out of committee, isn't it, Les? It came out of committee, we discussed it.
But did you vote, Linda?
I can't remember if we voted.
Well, let's vote now then.
I don't think of that, I don't think.
I'll make
Yeah, I have a motion.
I so moved.
And a second.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. And moving along now to the Personnel Advisory Committee, and this is mine. I'll make a motion to confirm the hiring of Rebecca DeSantis Randall to serve as the Borough Manager with an annual salary of $95,000 and a start date of December 18th, 2023. We had, prior to this, we had approved the hiring, but we had not set a salary rate or start date. So I have moved to do that, and I'll entertain a second.
Second.
I'll second.
I think we'll all say.
I heard Phyllis.
Okay.
I heard Phyllis.
Who was the first second?
Is there any discussion on this matter? Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. And now, the mayor's report.
Thank you very much. First thing I want to bring everybody's attention, and especially to Kyle, who's going to be running the road department this winter. I had the pleasure of sitting with a lot of city facilities people last Monday with Kyle Elliott, the Millersville University meteorologist, giving his prediction for this winter. Be prepared, because it's not going to be like last winter, according to his predictions. He said last year, this area only got anywhere between 2 and 6 inches for the entire winter. He's expecting the upper end of what a normal would be, about 35 inches this year, with some cold spells. And a lot of that snow is going to be wet snow because of the El Nino. So be prepared.
But we need
Prepare
it.
as much as we can.
Yep. And also, some of you had the pleasure of joining us on Friday for the Veterans Memorial. Beautiful ceremony, wonderful ceremony, and my hat is off to all the veterans who did show up. And we had one gentleman there, 97 years old, who served over 30 years in the Merchant Marines. He wasn't, I saw a picture of him on Saturday. He was actually at the Penn State game for their ceremony that they had for our veterans. But this guy was just impeccable. He's still sharp as a tack at 97 years old. And it was just amazing. And again, my hat off to Sue for pulling this together every year. She does a phenomenal job. And to our road crew and all the, in Millersville University, everybody who helped out with that. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. I guess this isn't our regular meeting, so we don't have a police report. Okay. We do have Millersville University report.
Hello, everyone. Not much to report at this meeting, but we are getting into final season, so there's a lot of students that are dealing with the stress of that. But we're getting into it, and we're going in strong. And that's all I have to report.
Okay.
Can I get some good news?
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry. I got to temper the good news with a piece of tragic news. If you listen to social media in the borough and on campus, you'll know that we tragically lost one of our swans. And please understand that the swan, there was nothing nefarious. I want to point that out because social media in town and on campus has been a little nefarious in that regard. For some reason, the swans, that particular swan, Seville, his wings weren't completely clipped as they were supposed to have been. And so he tried to fly, and he took off, but he could only get to about the height of your telephone wires, your electrical wires. And unfortunately, he got caught in some wires and hit the ground. And so for us, as you know, our signature swans are heart and soul. So we did lose. At some point, we will be getting a new set because you have to get swans in sets. You can't get them singly. So we'll be getting a new set of swans at some point. So that happened. And again, I only bring that up because if you listen to social media, there's been all kinds of statements, right, Darlene?
Well, yeah, because I know, social media, there's all kinds of stories.
Yeah, all kinds of craziness around what happened to the swans. And so I wanted to lay that to rest for you. Good news, couple pieces of good news. One, most importantly, is our men's soccer team won the PSAC championship. And they will be playing here. Because they won the championship, we automatically get a bid to the NCAA tournament, and we will be hosting here on Saturday the first round of the NCAA tournament. So Saturday should be a big day on campus. It's very rare that we've hosted an NCAA regional game, so this will be a big deal for us. There are still tickets to Glorious Sounds of the Season that are available for all of you on the weekend, the first weekend in December. And that Friday night, I want to tell you that you heard a great report last week from your Parks Department around doing something for the holiday. We are meeting tomorrow, the Millersville Business Association folks and your team to talk about how we can combine efforts and how we can collaborate on a more successful outcome. So stay tuned. That's Friday night the 1st. And then the Saturday, the 2nd, is the Glorious Sound of the Season set of concerts. So there's still tickets left for both the 4 o'clock show and the 7 o'clock show, and there is actually an alumni reception in between. So should be a great weekend, that weekend on campus, yeah. Just wanted to let you know that, just in case you wanted to come.
I have a question. What about the other Swan?
The other Swan will go back to the Swan Farm at some point. They're probably not going to move. The fear is when you don't have two, the one that's remaining is going to try to leave. And if you recall, a couple of years back, we actually had something similar occur, and our Swan kept making its way up to the Cross Gates pond to hang out with the other swans, and they were our facilities folks were literally having to drag him back every morning. And so at some point, there's a lot to learn about swan life, believe me.
So, when you say Swan Farm, you're not talking a euphemism?
Euphemism here.
No. There's actually a vendor. There's actually a vendor who is a swan breeder and Dave, you may know more about this area of swan rehabilitation than I do, so.
I'm sure my wife does. It's just one of those species that they mate for life. And
Yes, absolutely. Great question, though, yeah.
Thank you. I don't believe we have anyone here from Penn Manor. Lauren, would you like to make or give a report?
Yeah, thank you, Mary Ann. I wanted to echo the mayor's sentiments about the Veterans Day ceremony. Unfortunately, my illness prevented me from participating, but I wanted to extend a thank you to all staff, especially to Colin who organized it, everyone who helped. It's a great event. And I also wanted to extend a thank you to all of the officers who participated in the trunk or treat event around Halloween. It's great for our community to interact with everyone in a positive way. So thanks so much to all those folks. And that's it.
Okay, thank you, Lauren. I don't believe we have any unfinished business. And we do not need an executive session. This is every counselor's favorite. Who would like to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second it.
Just a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye.